Yeah, I've been walking around talking to neighbors out here. A lot of people really getting out to just to survey the damage, and those that do have damage, they're not alone, because the people who are, live around them, they're coming out and really just trying to help clean some of this up. As we walk down West Polo here, you mentioned those gas outages. As you zoom down the street there, they actually have West Polo blocked off. We're trying to stay just a safe distance away from it because Spire is out there as we speak, actively trying to fix at least one of those gas leaks. According to the battalion chief with Richmond Heights Fire Department, there are actually multiple gas leaks in this neighborhood. And it all comes down to what we're seeing actually right here near us. Look at this tree. I'll be honest, I can't tell if it's actually ripped out of the ground here or what happened, if this tree's even really supposed to be here, because there's just really so much debris. We've actually seen a number of places where it just completely ripped up the sidewalk, and you could see a number of corrugated pipes under there. And again, with the number of gas leaks in this area, we're really trying to stay clear. I was speaking with one gentleman who said Merrimack School sits just behind his house, and he watched the storm come through. He said from start to finish, and maybe it was actually 30 seconds before it was sunny again. And then kids were getting out of school and trying to walk through his backyard where there was a power line down. Sam, I'm going to have you slide over a little bit. We actually have some people trying to make their way down this street, which, as you can see, is blocked off, down this area. So we're trying to be safe. But the one thing is, we want to reiterate here, we know people are trying to get out to help, but the one thing we don't need is people coming out to sightsee right now. I was just standing speaking with one woman, and as we were speaking, a large limb fell out of the tree, and she looked at me kind of like, how do I get home? And we told her, just be careful, try and stay away from some of those areas. I want to come back to this side here, looking back towards Middle Polo. You can see this is actually a home under construction, and the neighbor told me a young couple here had actually worked to try and save those pine trees that you see snapped off right there. They said there were 5 of them, all over 100 years old, and they really worked with the developer to try and preserve that. Unfortunately, those trees are gone. Looking at their house, though, maybe outside of a little Tyvek, that's some of that home wrap that goes around, the outside of a new construction. The good news is their home itself undamaged, but that's not, that's actually a rarity here. I got to get out of the street here. Somebody's speeding by me here, because it really is more scenes like this. I see parts of a roof over here that I can't tell where they actually came from, and that's common throughout this neighborhood here in Clayton. I'm going to continue to just bounce around and check on people, and actually a number of people have come up and thanked us for keeping them updated. They said they were at work or out to dinner when they got the news. So, it's just a very scary situation that a lot of people are coming home to out here. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, reporting live in Clayton, Holden Kurwicki, 5 on your side.
Yeah, and Holden, I'm not going to lie. When I saw you standing next to that huge tree where you're not sure where it came from, I'm like, please move away from that tree.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You said,
Yeah.
Steer clear of the trees.
That's exactly right, and Sam and I have done a good job of trying to just watch each other's back, and especially those widowmakers hanging over the streets in a number of these areas. That really is the most dangerous part right now. They're called widowmakers for a reason, because if that big branch falls down and hits you, it's going to severely injure you.
Yeah.
And that's something nobody wants out here. As they continue to get out, everybody's trying to help, but again, if you're going to help, be safe about it.
Yes. All right, Holden, we'll check in with you in a little bit.